Hello, my name is Bob. Welcome to a short stop on pool. This week's rack is from a run during Straight Pool League just last week, so it's a recent run. And I end up having to shoot 2 around-the-world shots at the end of the rack. I wonder if they could have been avoided with a little bit different thinking and planning during the rack. And then you have to deal with how successful your execution of the plan was. Do you see any options that might have made this rack go a little smoother? This rack starts with a high break ball, and the cue ball is very close to the break ball, so I've really got to stretch to reach it. And if you're 6'4", no problem, just stretch out over the table. A lot of people think that being really tall is going to really big advantage for playing pool. And yes, it's nice to be able to reach comfortably a lot of shots that normal height people can't reach, but it doesn't work as well as you think. My body posture is kind of twisted and the stroke is compromised. I can't tell you how many shots I've missed thinking that I'm going to put a nice good draw stroke or follow stroke on the ball, and you just twist the follow through and you don't even pocket the ball. So you've got to be careful with it. And you'll see here that I take a shorter than normal backstroke and a shorter than normal follow through, and I'm not trying to blast this rack. I'm just trying to stun off the pack. I think I'm going to either come up table or towards the side rail, and I don't even want the cue ball to hit a rail. Just like that. This is a good result. This is actually a little bit above average result for a break shot where I'm not trying to smash them wide open. There's only 5 balls in the rack area that don't have a pocket. Every other ball is pretty loose. I have a potential break ball in the 6 ball, although that situation could change easily. Well, there's only one up table ball, the 7 ball, and it's not very far up table. It'll be easy to play position in the left side pocket later on if I choose. Now, the disadvantage is I've only got a couple of shots to choose from, either the 7 ball, which is a pretty hard shot, or a combination. And so I choose the combination, obviously. That's pretty straightforward, pretty straight on the ball, and all I want to do is roll forward. I'm going to have a shot on the 2 or the 14 or the 12 next. Okay, that's good, and I've got a slight angle on this 12 ball. It looks like I want to clean the cue ball. So this becomes about shot removal, about clearing lanes to pockets, because what I see is the 3 ball is my best chance to open up that cluster in the center of the table, and I want to do it as soon as possible so I have the most chance of having insurance balls around me. The 2 ball is what's blocking that from happening. So right now my focus is the 2 ball, nothing else. So I want to bring the cue ball to center table. I would love for the cue ball to come around the 6 so I have a shot on the 2, because then I can come back around again and get a shot on the 3. As it is, I don't achieve my first goal very well hitting that 15 ball. I'm still okay. I've got a shot on the 7, and I'm already looking at the angle to get over there on that 2 ball. So I'm taking some care with this shot. It's a little bit of a long shot after you've been shooting a bunch of short shots in straight pool. I'm on a run. I want to keep it going. And because of that, I think because of that, I understroke the ball a little bit. Do not get the cue ball past the 6. But I'm okay. I've got a shot on this 14. So this is a spin shot. Just want to use some outside English that's going to check the speed and bring the cue ball up above the 2. And then I can continue my plan. Good shot, except I hit the 6. I hit my potential break ball, so now what am I going to do? So let's go over and take a look. Let's just keep thinking. What I notice right away is that the 3 and the 6 both go in the upper left side pocket. And so I can use this 2 ball to get on the 6, roll forward, and have a cut shot on the 3. Now look at how many balls are already gone from the rack. Remember the beginning of the rack compared to now? There's only 3 or 4 balls that are open now. This is the reason why you have to attack the clusters on the table immediately. You don't have time. You're going to run out of balls. I only made 2 small mistakes. I ran into the 15 and the 6. And this is it. This is my chance. Let's go back to the beginning of the rack. Given that I have a difficult angle to get the cue ball around the 15, what about shooting the 6 in the corner, then the 14 ball to get a low angle on the 12? And I have 2 insurance balls in the 2 and the 15. Now, I didn't even consider this because I was preserving the 6 ball as a potential break ball for later, but the 11 ball performs the same function. Now, if you have generous corner pockets, I think this decision is much easier, but I wanted to point it out as an option. Okay, let's get back to the rack. Now I did go take another look, and I know that if I come up short, I can shoot the 3 ball on the side and open the cluster now, and then maybe the 6 on the other side will be an insurance ball. So I have 2 options depending on where the cue ball stops. As it is, I'm perfect on the 6. I would rather open the cluster on a shot into the corner pocket, so we're going with that plan. Okay, this is perfect, except that I've lost the opportunity to have any good insurance ball. So I do go take a look, and I want to know exactly where's the cue ball going to hit that 4. And I'm looking at the 4 hitting the 8, the 8 hitting the 5. What do I think is going to happen? And I think the 8's going to go to the left, and so I just want to stop the cue ball there. I think these balls are going to open up a little bit like a flower, and I should have a shot from the center of the table. This is a fairly good result, not what I expected, but I did expect every ball to open, and that kind of informed me with how hard I wanted to hit this shot. Now I didn't get a break shot yet, so I've still got to work on that. You see me pointing at the 13 ball. I'm looking at, can I shoot the 4, get this angle on the 13? Will I be able to hold the cue ball to be low on that 12 and move the 5 or 8? Not really, and also I'm moving the 5 and 8 in the wrong direction, so I abandoned that idea right away. Then I noticed that the 5 and 8 being in proximity, if I get the right angle on the 5, I can nudge the 8 ball over. The 10 and the 11 both provide an opportunity to set up for that angle on the 5 ball. So I've got position on the 10, so I've either got to shoot the 10 ball and get this angle on the 5, or shoot the 10 and use the 11 to get that angle. Now, in hindsight, I think I would have preferred drawing all the way over to the 11 and shoot the 11 and then the 5. Then I've got the 10 ball remaining on the table to help maneuver onto my break shot. Instead, I shot the 10 and then the 11, and that's okay, but what I've done is I've limited my options. Now I have to make this work. Looks like it's going to be no trouble at all. This is a very predictable shot. Just nudge the 8 over, and I'll have the 13 ball. Except I hit the bottom side of the 8, and the cue ball came a little low. Now, it might be hard to tell, but I've got to load up this cue ball with a ton of left English if I'm going to have any chance of coming back across the table without hitting that 8 ball. And it just seems like a real low percentage shot. Now I'm looking at coming around the table, and that's the option I shoot. Consider, though, if I had used the 11 to get on the 5, the 10 ball would still be there. It'd be easy to shoot this 13, come out to center table to get on the 10. I could have avoided the 2 around the world shots that I'm about to shoot. I need to come short of out of that corner, which means I don't want to, I want to go right there on the side rail. I don't want to get up near the side pocket of the side rail, then I'll come long. So this is just a center ball to get onto that side rail, and then right English to bring the cue ball tight into that corner. And the speed control that I'm thinking about is I want my cue ball to hit that 3rd rail and come off the 3rd rail just 1 or 2 ball diameters for a shot on my cue ball. Pretty good shot. Everything went according to plan, except the cue ball went a little bit too far. I'm going to have to send the cue ball around the world again. If you've got my book, there's a section in there about around the world, how to play 3 rails long and 3 rails short. So I've already practiced this a lot. I'm pretty comfortable with it. I can't hit the cue ball anywhere but at the top of the cue ball, so I know I'm going to get a little bit of deflection forward, and I like that. I'm going to use that to my advantage. I want to go to the side rail above the side pocket, and if I come a couple ball diameters off from that rail, I'll have a perfect angle on my break shot. Looks like I had a stop shot in the side for my key ball, doesn't it? That's how predictable that 3-rail position is. Now here my break shot, it looks like a high outside, high left would be the best way to cue this break shot. It looks like I stunned it into the rack, so maybe I got a little lucky there, maybe not, but I've got options and the run continues. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found that informative and helpful. If you did, please hit the like button and consider subscribing. Check out my book, A Short Stop on Straight Pool. You can find it at shortstoponpool.com. And stay tuned for next week's Rack of the Week.